Are you having trouble trying to calm down your mind? Are you finding that there's so many different types of thoughts that keep coming into your mind, emotions, and the way that you think is stopping you from actually calming yourself down and having, time to yourself and having a calm mind? Well, stay tuned with me to the end of this video because I'm going to show you how I calm down my mind, especially after experiencing so many traumas in your life, right? Hi, my name is Callie and I love and I'm passionate about helping people find clarity in their life, especially after you've been through trauma, because I know how it feels. So if you're ready to let go and you're ready to move forward in your life and step into your power to find the new you, and subscribe to my channel, stay tuned with me, hit the notification button and be notified of my new video every Wednesday. Trying to calm the mind down sometimes can be very challenging, especially if you haven't done before or we try different methods and it doesn't work. And the reason for that is, especially going past or going through trauma, there's so many things that happen and involved in that trauma, things that were, around you, how you felt, what was or wasn't around there, and what has happened. You haven't quite found solution to it yet, and you haven't quite healed from it yet, and still trying to clear your mind, still be able to get on with your day can be a challenge, because I understand that. What I had to do to calm my mind down was a challenge, because I remember trying to do a meditation at first. I actually got a headache because I was forcing myself so hard to clear my mind and it wasn't working. And even if it did, it was actually got me worse than better because I had a headache afterwards. So these are the tricks and tips that I discovered that helped me after I experienced my trauma and after I experienced, what I experienced, that helped me calm my mind down, and it actually was very effective and it worked for me really well. Yeah, so here it is. So the first tip is actually doing breathing exercises. So if you haven't done this before, this is about counting and just slowing down your breathing. And how this makes a difference is like dimming the lights before the lights actually go fully on or fully off, right? It's actually weaning yourself to what you need to do to calm your mind down. Sometimes it's hard to just switch off. So this breathing exercise actually helps you slow down your breathing and fade it out into fade your thoughts out, right? So what this does is you do counting exercise. So it's like breathing in for a certain amount of breaths and breathing out for a certain amount of breaths. And this actually gradually takes the breath longer, counting up to 10 and then breathing out up to 10. So it's consciously trying to slow down your breathing. And what that does is when your mind is racing and your breathing actually follows that, you're breathing faster, you're thinking faster, you're exercising or walking around faster, everything's faster. There's so much happening in your mind. However, when you're consciously using a method with counted breathing, that actually helps you slowly slow that breathing down. So when the breathing slows down, your thinking pattern slows down, your action slows down, everything around you slows down to that pace of breathing. Yeah. So this is one of the ways that I use that I found very effective. And it's actually taking a stepping stone before you actually have to clear your mind or doing a meditation. So tip number two is actually doing a meditation, right? So to a lot of people, meditation could be a very woo-woo thing and they haven't done it before and it's a new thing. However, when I first tried meditation, like I mentioned before, I actually had a headache and I did it for 20 minutes. And the pressure of trying to clear my mind was so intense that I was better off not doing it at all. And what I found effective with meditation, it does come with practice and it does help by starting off with something simple, not clearing your mind precisely, but however, doing a meditation that was actually a body scan meditation where it takes you through your body, relaxing your head, your neck, your body, and then your legs, and just come to a relaxation. right? And that's by doing a body scan. You can Google it or YouTube it and find a body scan meditation that goes for 10, 15 minutes. And that just helps you relax your body, relax your mind. So you actually calm down and be able to go in relax mode, right? Because you're constantly thinking, constantly working. You want to be relaxed. A body scan is a really effective one. Now, there are other different types of meditations out there where it's bell sounds, where it's just bells, where you got to focus on your breathing or focus on the bell. There's mantras. There's a lot of different types. So after you're comfortable with meditation and doing the body scan, you know how to relax in a certain way, then by all means try out different types of meditation, because there are so many different types and one may be connected to you more than the other. So meditation really is effective, right? And I know a lot of people don't want to try it. I don't know, because people don't know it, not familiar with it. However, especially if you experience trauma, your body doesn't know how to relax. Your mind doesn't know how to relax. And this constant thought is this situation or that trauma keeps coming back, right? These thoughts, these thinking patterns, the sound, the noises, the feeling. And you want to, remove yourself from that environment, at least give yourself a break, right? Or start to find ways to stop thinking about it and move on and heal, right? And a meditation it's a start. And that's what I did in the beginning. Meditation every day helped me become calmer and become more level-headed and clear, and space for me to think and breathe and be me and find my new direction. If I can't hear, if I can't see, if I can't feel the way I am, I can't get out, right? And that goes for you too. Finding a space where you can just regain yourself, even for a moment to begin with, and then eventually build on that. And meditation helps you do that. And tip number 3 is about writing it out. And what I mean by writing it out is journaling, expressing yourself on a piece of paper, because especially something dramatic or something traumatic has happened to you, it's all inside. You don't get to, express it. You've got these emotions inside. You're feeling vulnerable. You're feeling helpless. You don't know what to do. And by journaling, you get kind of conscious knowing or clarity on what's really happening on the inside, right? And just getting it out, especially if you're not talking to anyone about it, especially if you don't understand what's really happening or what has happened to make you feel the way you do. Having a journal it's very personal, right? Having this journal, you can write it down. You can just express yourself on what in the world happened, right? And finally, clarity on finding solution, finding healing, finding, space for yourself, right? To get, all your emotions down pat, because there's emotions, thoughts, thinkings, what happened, who was and who wasn't there. It's just all in your head now, right? And getting it out really gives you clarity. And just keep writing as much as you can, and just getting all that what's inside out. And I found when I did this method, writing and asking the right questions, I actually got clarity, because as I was writing, I was actually answering my own questions. Why am I feeling like this? What happened? How come this happened? And then consciously or unconsciously, answers come out on this piece of paper. And if after you write this journal or expressing yourself, you can read over it and understand, wow, this is what happened. This is how I'm feeling, and understand what's really going on within. And before you can actually heal and calm your mind down, you need to let go of a lot of things as well before you can actually move on. And by writing a journal, if you want to know more about journaling, I've done a YouTube video on this. So just click on the description below to find out more about journaling and get clarity in your life, right? So if you really want to calm down your mind, this is a very good method to really get clarity and being able to get clear with what's happening in your mind. So comment below, what other methods have you used to try to calm down your mind? Was it effective or ineffective? Comment below. Now, tip number 4 is doing clearing work, right? Our mind is so complex. It's so much happening within our minds, our emotions, our feelings, our behavior patterns. And by being able to do clearing work within yourself, it starts to change the way you think and the way you behave and the way you react, the way you change your belief. And what happens, I've found with doing clearing work, which is doing work with your unconscious mind or doing healing work with energetic work or, doing all these different types of ways to help you heal, right, from deeper within. And what this does is actually works in the root of all cause, right? So it's pretty much root cause analysis, right? It goes into the roots and work at that deeper part of you to really solve what is really happening. Because you know what? If that root is still there, trying to move forward and trying to be calm, trying to be, trying to be at peace or trying to be in harmony, it's kind of difficult when you've got this issue that's always been there, this root cause. Even if you clear it for like 5 minutes, even if you clear it for the day, it keeps coming back because this root, the origin of where it comes from, is still there, right? Until you truly remove the roots, then the actual plant or actual weed, however you call it, won't come back, right? So what happens is a lot of people tend to remove it from the stem, right? Pull the leaves off, pull. However, it's ineffective, right? Meditation sometimes can be like that as well, because for the week, for the day, for the hour, you kind of just, nick it at the stem. You kind of pull it at the stem. And eventually a week later, you still feel the same. You still feel, however you still feel that the issue hasn't been resolved because the root's still there. And by doing clearing work, it really helps you at that deeper level shift all of that, right? Start, playing with the soil, start shifting the energy, start removing the root cause of everything so you can actually heal permanently and heal at a space where, you can now move on. The effects of what you're feeling because of that issue is now gone because the roots are gone. And that's what clearing work can do for you. And this was the turning point for me with clearing work, because I never knew this even exists, right? So being able to clear, which I did unconscious mind clearing, coaching, if you want to do some of this work with me, I could do it with you too. Information is in the description below. When you're able to clear at that space, everything changes unknowingly, right? So this is where I started with clearing work, meditation, and journaling. And these are the things that I started to do to really change the direction of calming my mind, calming my soul, and really find calmness and peace and harmony within my mind, not just, temporarily, right? So there's a lot of works that you can do out there. You can do energy work. You can do breath work. There's so many things out there. You can do clearing work. You can do dance. There's so many expressive healing, energy shifting, and just start somewhere. And then eventually one of these things will lead you. And find a group out there, find, anything that works better with you to really find clarity. So if you want to know more about different methods and forms to do clearing work, then comment below or let me know that you want to learn more about this. Then I'll do another video on this. So tip number 5 is gratitude. And gratitude is so amazing. It's so profound. It changes your energy, changes the way you think, changes the way you look at things. And the reason for that, I never used to do gratitude, right? I wasn't grateful for things, internally, thank you for things. However, you start to focus on gratitude, all the things that you do have in your life, it changes everything, the way you see things, the way you feel about things. Because I understand, because especially after experiencing trauma in your life, I know how it feels because I experienced it myself. The things that I thought about was, how could someone do that to me? Why did this happen? Why does it happen to me? I felt anger. There was so much frustration. It was just all these things that keep clouding my mind, even if it was my fault or not my fault or contributing, however it is. It's sometimes quite negative in a way because that's all I think about, right? So what happens is having gratitude, it changes the direction. It changes, okay, what do I actually have in my life? that I'm feel grateful for, that it's amazing, right? I'm grateful for having a roof over my head. After all what has happened, I still have this in my life, right? I'm still alive, right? I still have food. I still have, people around me who support me and love me. I still, there's so many things that I have that I can be grateful for. And I'm grateful for that I'm still here. And now I still practice gratitude because it changes your energy. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you behave, and you look for things to be grateful for, right? And you can start off small. I want you to be able to change the way you see things and look at things, because there's so much more than just about what has happened, right? And when you start to change the direction, the beginning, when you first do it, it is quite complex. It's challenging because you've never done it before, and sometimes you've got to go out and look for things to be grateful for, And I know at first I would talk about being grateful for having a laptop like that. That is not coming from the heart, right? Heartfelt gratitude is, what? I'm grateful for having, love in my life. I'm grateful for people who are supporting me. And, I'm grateful for all the things that have come into my life, and I'm grateful for even for the event that happened to me. I'm grateful for that happening because it makes me the person I am today. Right. So I want you to be able to find your gratitude. What are you grateful for today? Right? What are you grateful for that's happening in your life? Yes, the event happened and it is in the past now. And what can you be grateful for today? And what do you have today that you can take with you? And you know what? Thank you. That is gratitude. And I want you to take that with you and start changing the direction your path is going. And when you start to have gratitude, that busyness in your mind, being able to calm your mind down, becomes not that hard because you don't have to fight all those negative thoughts or limiting beliefs, And I'm not saying all those will disappear, like the limiting beliefs and a trauma or that feeling. It won't disappear. However, start to change the energy, start to change the thinking patterns, start to change the behaviors, reactions, right? But gratitude is a step that you could put into practice. Have a gratitude journal. Start, being grateful for the sun coming out. Gratitude even for raining, that the plants are getting its water, right? Anything, just find something you tune and be grateful for what you have and start changing your direction. And when you do that, your mind starts to be able to calm down because it feels happy. It feels good. And when you're happy and good, things seem to run a bit better, right? You feel happier, you feel more joy, you feel like the day's running a bit more smoother, and that's helps calm your mind down without having to push too much thought away, right? So start changing direction of your life. And it does take practice, and just start somewhere and just go for it. So after listening to all these tips, combine all these tips together with meditation, journaling, finding clarity, clearing work, start investigating where you can do clearing work at, get coaching, get all these things to help you calm your mind down and find peace and harmony within yourself. Because it's all possible. If I can do it after trauma, after, sexual abuse when I was a kid, after being experiencing drug and alcohol when I was a child, and, my dad passing away, like when I was 20, like so many things that happened have really affected my life. And for a long time, I felt like I couldn't get out of it, and I was in a rut. I felt like, the world was coming onto me, like it was heavy, right? It's heavy. Until you find the light, until you find clarity, until you're able to make the first move to change something and make something different out of your life, stepping out of that current cycle or that story or that way that you're constantly living, that's when you find something different. You have to do something different to find something different, right? You want to heal, find ways to heal. You want to find clarity, find ways to find clarity. You want to do clearing work, find ways to do clearing work. Step out of your bubble, step out of that fear, empower yourself so you could be, anyone you want to be, and just start making steps and moves towards that. However, if you feel like even after all these steps, you feel like there's so much more, so much depth, and you just can't get to the depth of it and you need assistance, I've got this description below. I've got this guide that I can help you, it's finding out what's holding you back from moving forward. It's an audio session that I use with all my clients, and it's actually absolutely free, right? So just download it in the description below and get your own copy to help you find out what's stopping you from moving forward, right? Now, if you love this video and if you enjoyed this, please like this video and be sure to share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Just stay tuned with me because next week I'm going to be talking about healthy morning habits for trauma survivors, right? To get back on track. So stay tuned with me for that, and I'll catch you guys next week.